U.S. stocks returned negative for a decade. International stocks gained 40%. Rich people don't bet on one country. Here's their global strategy. Hey, welcome back to lIHITRO Bank. My name is Adam. Listen, from 2000 to 2010, if you had all your money in U.S. stocks, you actually lost money. The market closed lower than where it started. People call it the lost decade. But if you owned international stocks during that exact same period, you made real money. 40% gains. Same time frame. Completely different outcome. This is why wealthy investors never put all their eggs in one basket. Right now, 7 companies dominate the U.S. stock market: Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla. These 7 stocks represent over 34% of the entire S&P 500. Think about that for a second. 7 companies out of 500 control more than a third of the index. That's concentration risk on steroids. If these tech giants stumble, your entire portfolio takes a massive hit, even if the other 493 companies are doing fine. Here's what most people miss. The U.S. market is packed with tech and AI stocks. Europe is completely different. Their markets are weighted toward financials, industrials, basic materials, old economy stuff. Emerging markets like India, Brazil, and China offer explosive growth potential that you simply cannot access by only owning U.S. stocks. India is projected to grow at 6.4% annually. China's tech sector is booming with AI innovations. Brazil is seeing major policy improvements and currency strength. These are real opportunities happening right now outside American borders. Financial institutions like Fidelity and BlackRock recommend putting 20 to 30% of your equity portfolio into international stocks. Not because they hate America, because they understand math. No single country dominates forever. Market leadership rotates in cycles. U.S. stocks crushed international stocks from 2010 to 2025. But before that, international stocks won. And history shows these cycles repeat. The wealthy understand this pattern and position themselves accordingly. Currency diversification matters more than you think. When you own international stocks, you're holding assets in euros, yen, yuan, rupees. If the U.S. dollar weakens, your international holdings become more valuable in dollar terms. It's a built-in hedge. When the dollar strengthens, U.S. stocks tend to win. When the dollar weakens, international stocks surge. You want exposure to both scenarios. Money solves 99% of life's problems, but only if you protect it properly. If you're heavily concentrated in U.S. tech stocks right now, you're betting everything on 7 companies and 1 currency. That's not a strategy. That's gambling. The Magnificent 7 delivered incredible returns, sure. But in 2022, when the S&P fell 19%, those 7 stocks dropped over 41%. Double the pain. Emerging markets are where the growth is heading. India is becoming the world's 3rd largest economy. Chinese companies are manufacturing advanced tech at lightning speed. These countries have younger populations, rising middle classes, and governments pouring money into infrastructure. You cannot capture that growth by only owning Apple and Microsoft. Wealthy investors think globally because wealth is global. They own U.S. growth, European stability, and emerging market potential all at once. They understand that international diversification isn't about giving up returns. It's about capturing different returns at different times and protecting yourself when any single market falls apart. If this opened your eyes to global investing, hit that subscribe button. We break down how rich people actually think about money every single week. See you in the next one.